What's going on, guys? So today you're going to watch me take my blood. What do you think about that? I think I did a video like this before, but I didn't even bother to check. If I did, I'd like to make an updated version. This is a glucose blood test kit. All right, this is extremely common for diabetics. I am diabetic currently. I mean, I was diabetic years ago, and then I wasn't diabetic for a long time because I lost weight, and then I, gained weight. I'm diabetic again. The goal is hopefully to get my H1C under the proper numbers and no longer be diabetic. But in the meantime, I'm back to this kind of stuff. So, you want to test your blood occasionally. The reason I'm making this video is it's not only good for new diabetics. I'm sure there's a million on YouTube anyway, but I'm making my own. But it's also good for the common person. These kits can be purchased for like 30 bucks, 50 bucks without insurance. You know what I mean? Like you get the stuff a lot cheaper with insurance, of course. But, you never know. You never know. The diabetes is such, it's such a just common thing these days that you probably have friends or family that are diabetic, and having one of these, if you want to have, an advanced medical kit or extend past Band-Aids and, some medical tape and stuff like that, this is a fantastic thing to add to a medical kit because there's a good chance you're in some point in your life, you're going to come across a diabetic. They're not feeling that great, and maybe they have to check their numbers. Maybe they don't have their kit with them. Maybe they have test strips that are expired. That's a thing too. You got to make sure test strips are not expired because then you can have, improper results and stuff. But anyway, it's super simple. I'll show you how it works. Everything's contained in a little kit. We have this little device here which holds our lancets. This is going to actually draw the blood. All right, we have our unit that's going to test it, and of course we have the test strips themselves. So let's pop out a test strip, and you want to make sure the right strips go with the right meters. All right, a lot of them are, there's a bunch of brands and stuff, so that stuff does matter though. You can't just take any one of these and put them in any old actual tester. So I put this aside for a second. All right, you want to pop this off here. We'll get a new lancet. That's the little needle that's going to jab me in the finger, right? Just a sharp little needle. Doesn't matter, the colors don't matter. They don't mean anything at all. All right, so what you want to do is you pop this top, well actually we're going to put it in. The safe way to do it is you pop this in our little tool here. Forget the official name of it. All right, we're going to pull off this plastic nub on top. Okay, and then we take the old needle, and you can push the needle right through the side of the plastic. This way, when you throw it out, the needle's not exposed, so you don't get poked or it doesn't go through the garbage and cut someone. So here's our new one. We put our cap back on. All right, the little notches line up. You guys can see that, but it goes on here. Then you twist it so it's locked in. Then you adjust. This is the depth of how far the needle is going to go down, right? You pull this back. This is just charging it. It's pulling the spring back. So it's under spring tension. When I push the button, it releases. All right, so we're going to put that against my finger, and it's going to release and jab into my finger, create some blood. So what you want to do is you take your test strip. This part here looks like a USB that goes inside the machine, and then you want this side up. This is where the blood sample is going to go. It does not take much blood at all. Once you put this in, you want to be fairly quick with that. So here we go. Pop that in. It's going to say everything's good, okay. Pull that back, pick a finger, push the button, it pokes you. You can squeeze, don't touch the blood, but you can squeeze your finger to get more out. All right, and then put this on the very end. And it's going to suck it up, that's it. So you can see the blood I have here is 3-4 times as much as we need. All right. So my number is 135. Now I am diabetic. I did not eat in the last probably 5-6 hours. I had breakfast like 5-6 hours ago. All right. I did not have any lunch or anything. Sometimes I'll have a late lunch. 135 is not terrible. Sometimes these meters will be color orientated. So like if the number's a good number, it's green. Yellow means, oh no, it's a little high. Red means it's really high or really low. So you can get a quick understanding and idea of where you're at. So an ideal number, if you have not eaten at all, right, should be under 100 if you're not diabetic. If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, it's probably over 100 if you haven't eaten in a while. Once you take in food, for a normal person, it should still be under like 175 or 200. If you're over 200 after you eat, either you had a ton of sugar or maybe you're borderline diabetic or diabetic. You know, this is a good thing just to test. I mean, you can be diabetic and have no signs for years. So you might be walking around and you have diabetes, but you don't even know it because you don't have symptoms. When your blood sugar gets really low or really, really high, you start getting dizzy, you get sweats, you know, but you might confuse that for other things. You know, it depends on your lifestyle and what you're doing all the time. But again, for 30 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever, this is just a fantastic thing to have, you know, have around, whether it's for yourself or other people. It's just, I mean, you can see it's easy to use. You dispose of the lancet as well as our test strip. That's garbage now. Like I said, the test strips are expensive. The kits are cheap. The test strips without insurance could be expensive. A 50 pack, you're looking at probably close to 100 bucks. Just depends. Brand, you know, changes. Where you're buying them changes. You can get them online. Is probably one of the cheaper sources. The cheapest, though, is if you have insurance or you have someone with insurance to purchase those. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is a little difficult and strange if you go to your doctor, you don't have diabetes. You're like, hey, can you just give me a prescription for this so I can keep one in my car, you know, or keep one in my house for my first aid? You know, I think a good doctor would say, sure, you know what I mean? But some doctors might be like, well, you're not diabetic, so I'm not going to approve that. That's always possible. But like I said, you don't need a prescription for this. That's just how to get it cheaper. Much, much cheaper. But you could just go, these are over-the-counter items. You go to any pharmacy and you can just buy the stuff. You buy the full kits. There's all different kinds. Some are bigger, smaller. You can look online at reviews, you know, what people think are more accurate or less accurate or whatever. But it's just a good thing to have. If you're not feeling good and you're overweight, there's just always a possibility your glucose levels are just too high, or most likely too high, but it's possible they're too low. Maybe if you're not even overweight, you just have diabetes, you don't realize it, your numbers are too low, you feel sick. That's very possible, you know, so it's just a good thing. You know, when we talk about the first aid stuff, this is something like no one brings up. Like, you don't have to be diabetic to have a blood glucose kit and find it to be useful and to give you information you need. Particularly when people don't feel good, you know, like, for example, I'll give you a great example. My father was not diabetic. He didn't know he was diabetic. I was diabetic. I had one of these kits. He wasn't feeling all that good one day. And we tested his blood just for the kicks of it, right? His numbers were like in the 400s. So at that point, he realized he had a problem, went to the doctor, and yes, he had full-blown diabetes. But the problem is that his numbers were so high for so long that he ended up getting permanent nerve damage. And my father has pain in his legs every single day because of it. And it won't go away. That's a permanent damage to his body. You know what I mean? So something like diabetes, I mean, you won't know it until you have, you know, something bad happen. For me, when I first discovered I was diabetic, it's because I was going into a diabetic coma. I was hallucinating. I had extreme numbers. I think it was in the 700s or something, or it was a ridiculous number, crazy number. People thought I took drugs because I was a teenager at the time. Got rushed to the hospital because I was, you know, violently trying to throw. I had nothing in me, but I was gagging and dry heaving, and I tried to lay down, and I thought I thought I was falling. I literally was like hallucinating. It was horrible. And I had no idea why any of this was happening. Got to the hospital, they did a routine check, saw my numbers were through the roof, you know, gave me insulin on the spot. I felt totally fine afterwards, and they say, hey, you're diabetic. And that's when it started. But I could have died. It got to an extreme point where I could have died because I had no idea. At the time, I wasn't going to the doctors all the time. You know, it just came out of left field. And for so many people, that's how you find out you're diabetic. You almost die. Why get to that point? Why not just check out of curiosity and, hey, you know what, my numbers are kind of high. Do I have diabetes? And you go to the doctor, and maybe you do. Maybe this video saves your life. Who knows? That's why I'm making it. It only takes one person to see this video and go, you know what, let me just check. And by the way, you don't have to just go out and buy one. If you know someone diabetic, just ask if you can test your blood one time. You know, it's one strip, one lancet. It's not a big deal. No one's going to care unless they're on the last strip. But ask to borrow it. And then if you see your numbers are high, maybe you want to buy your own and monitor it yourself or talk to your doctor about it. But anyway, just a very good thing to have in your life, whether you're diabetic or not. And like I said, you might not even know you're diabetic. It's like blood pressure. I think 1 out of 4 people have high blood pressure or hypertension. You don't know it. With high blood pressure, there's almost no signs. You just have a heart attack one day or have some kind of problem. So that's something else. You should just get checked when you go to your doctor, your annual visit, or if you haven't been to a doctor in 20 years, just go, because you never know. You can live a lot longer if you just find out what's going on in your body, right? So the high blood pressure is known as the silent killer for that reason. It's just, you walk around, you have no idea, but you're on the edge, and that's it. You can have a heart attack or, you know, all kinds of issues just out of nowhere. You don't want to get to that point. Most people find out they have diseases and problems with their body because it gets to a point where they pass out or they feel sick or, you know, something extreme happens. It's better to be proactive with health stuff, and just try to figure out what's going on before it gets too bad. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to bring this topic up again, just to say how important this is. Like I said, I mean, you ask around, I'm sure you know someone with diabetes who has one of these things. Just, hey, can I check my blood real quick? And look it up online. Look at what numbers should be. You know, don't just take my word for it. Do some research on it and see what's up. It might save your life or the life of a loved one. Who knows? Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.